Okay guys, we've gotten through the majority of the dissection. Well, what we've done is we've peeled back the layers of all the ligaments and tendons and where they lie and what bones they correspond to. So anyhow, what we've done is we've taken the carpus apart and we basically skinned it out. There's 2 joints in the carpus that open up. There's 1 joint that doesn't. There's 3 joints total. Okay? There are 8 carpal bones, if you include the accessory carpal bones. 8 carpal bones. Okay, the next thing is we found the interosseous ligament. Interosseous simply means that it lies between 2 bones. The 2 bones that lie between are the 2 splint bones. If you mark the nodule of the splint bone, the interosseous ligament bifurcates just above the nodules of the splint bone, and then it wraps around to the front of the leg and it joins in at the top of the sesamoid bones on either side, and that's part of the suspensory apparatus. I already talked about the horse can sleep standing up. Some of these tendons that I'm talking about are also part of the stay apparatus. Ligament that I have my scalpel under is the long sesamoidean ligament or the straight sesamoidean ligament. Then below that is the oblique or the V sesamoidean ligament. And then as we get into the foot a little bit deeper, we have the X sesamoidean ligament or the cruciate ligament. The 2 tendons right here, the one on top in this position is the deep digital flexor tendon. Once again, it's shaped about like a football. The superficial flexor tendon is shaped more like a piece of celery so that they glide inside of each other like my hands are right now. The superficial flexor tendon has a collar on it called a manica flexorium. That's so that the deep digital flexor and the superficial flexor can function independently of each other. Purpose of the deep digital flexor tendon is to fold just the foot. And if you pull on the superficial flexor tendon, it pulls the whole leg. But if you pull on them independently with each other, you should be able to just fold the digit with the deep digital flexor tendon. As I said, the tendons work in pairs. You have 2 flexor tendons, you have 2 extensor tendons. Only one of each reach the coffin bone. The deep digital flexor tendon, its sole responsibility is to fold the foot. Its point of attachment, once again, is at the semilunar crest of the coffin bone. That's the widest point of attachment for this tendon. The opposite end of that tendon right there. And it, once again, it'll fold that digit up like that. The extensor tendons, you have a lateral extensor tendon and a common extensor tendon. The common extensor tendon, center of the cannon bone, okay, and it originates at just below the knee of the horse, just below the carpus. The lateral extensor tendon runs slightly lateral, so this would be the lateral side of the horse's foot, outside. Okay, and we know that just because the lateral runs to the outside. On a hind leg, which we'll get into, and I'll repeat it again, but in a hind leg, a lot of times the lateral extensor tendon is almost non-existent. Okay, and pretty much non-existent in mules and donkeys. So we identified the inner sesamoidean ligament, sits right here like this, and it forms a groove for the flexor tendons to glide over. Provides a fulcrum point. We were just talking, there's, I don't know, 10 or 15 sesamoidean ligaments, and we're only covering 3 or 4 of them. But it goes on and on and on. The reason for the strength of the sesamoids And the fetlock joint, it's probably the most beat up joint and the most rugged joint in a horse's body. Okay?